From the mountaintops of ancient Lemuria, greetings of aloha and welcome conscious creators in the love and light of Master Guide Kiriel and the Master Kahu, Fred. I can feel the light presence of their truth, trust, and passion. Kahu is on my left side. Well, his picture is on the right side. It's on the right side. Oh, we have to switch that, but you know. We didn't pay attention to that part. The legacy of Master Guide Kiriel and Kahu Fred continues. I, Patty Athena Sterling, will try my heart's best to facilitate carrying on the conscious creator legacy forward, because I know how our combined effort to consciously move forward to age our soul is detrimental at this time. I got a message this morning from Kahu, and he told me he's a one-liner kind of guy. He doesn't give me pages and pages to write. So he said to me this morning, "Don't look behind you. My light is in front of you, in the here and now, guiding you along. So I bow to you, conscious creators, in love and gratitude for your presence here and now. Thank you for your support of love and light in your determination to age your soul during these shifting times." Today's topic, Photon Particles, the Healing Journey of Love. This topic was inspired by Kahu and Kiriel for the purpose of raising our awareness as to the importance of being a conscious creator. In the passion for change, healing happens, which transforms us into a new level of understanding. If you will, right now, please place your hand. Oh, before you do that, you see this symbol? The signature cell healing symbol? Can you get close to that? Right here? See it? Okay. Okay. So what I want you to do is place your hand on your heart and put this symbol on your heart before placing your right hand over it. Okay, so the symbol in the right hand, the signature cell healing symbol, or the code, whatever you want, whatever term you want to use. And put your right hand on the symbol and left hand on the right hand. Okay, now, take a deep breath in the magnificent wisdom, filled light and love of Kahu and Kiriel. They are present with us today, and allow yourself to remember your Lemuria. Take another deep breath and draw into your heart the photon particles of all that is. Let it settle there for a couple of seconds. Feel your heart in a state of being. Can you feel its truth, its trust, and its passion, encouraging you to fulfill your destiny as a conscious creator? Oh, wow, I'm getting emotional. Now, take another deep breath and take this heart energy enlightened by the photon light and stream it into both left and right hemisphere of your local brain. From there, take this energy into every cell in your body. Feel all 70 trillion cells plus cells absorb this photon light of rejuvenation. You should be glowing now. Now take another deep breath and return your center and focus on this event, Kiriel Conscious Creators. I know that your heart and every cell in your body holds memory of your ancient healing abilities that you have mastered in Lemuria of past. And it is time to bring it to the present, to heal the self, heal the world. Take another deep breath and be present. Are you glowing? Oh, that was emotional for me.
That's fabulous.
Joining me today are 4 goddesses, which Master Carol and Kahu call ladies. So please, could you introduce yourselves one by one?
Aloha, I'm Aldine Wahinaku. Hello.
Aloha, I'm Karina, goddess of the purple light.
Aloha, I'm Susanna Bowman, Green Goddess Light.
And behind the camera?
Behind the camera
And
is
behind the
Gail.
camera? You can come in front of the camera for a short time. You are important as well.
Sitting
Okay.
by the tree. The tree and Kahu. And that was Gail Jan. Blue
She forgot to
goddess.
say something. Well, Gail has been an important part of the Honolulu Church of Light. She was the one that told Kahu, let's create a church. And I
they
call
did.
her an edge creator. It is because of her that the church exists today.
Yeah.
And I want you ladies to know that thank you for the honor of your participation in this discussion today. We each have different understanding of the topic, photon particles, the healing journey of love. The differences, to me, for me at least, sprout new thoughts within me to ponder and challenge my current thinking. Evolution is in the works. One thing we have in common, though, is the understanding that this life journey is about growing our love for self. And in that love comes healing and loving each other unconditionally. Do you guys think we should read the topic again? I mean, for those that are not prepared. You think? I think we should. Mahina,
Yes.
you want to try it again? Read it?
Okay.
Just the
Question.
question and
So this is the question that was posed to Master Kirill. How did the Lemurian healers use photon energy to heal? It seems that photons have a profound relationship with our thought, and that the combination of photons and thought in facilitating a healing should not be taken lightly. Master Kirill responds, the Lemurian way of life was to cause love. Their whole journey was about awakening to love. In Lemuria, you saw the average person oftentimes holding a wee golden ball of energy that just seemed to glow in their hands. It looked real to the average passerby. The person held the ball of energy out in front of her and played with it. When she saw some energetic pattern that was still in the throes of learning how to love, she would walk to that pattern and say, I have but a gift if you are in the receiving light. And if that pattern of energy, being another Lemurian, said, oh yes, I am, then the one holding the little ball of light gave it to this person. Now, what is that little ball of light? All bodies produce photon energy, don't you know? The Lemurians were much more adept than you on Earth, as humans are now at taking the photon energy that the body produces and gathering its forces. They held it, played with it, and moved it around, much like the medium teaches you to do so in signature cell healing workshops. The Lemurians had such an aggressive, and I use this word to make a point, need to expand its healing power that it was forever pulling the body's excess photon energy and controlling it, whereas you in the human world just let it flow free into the atmosphere. It's not a bad thing, but just not what you really want to do. These golden particles of light could be merged into a pattern much like I described earlier in relationship to the weaves. Once the Lemurians began to use those golden photon particles as the healing journey of love itself, that journey of love continued from there forth. Are you aware that your body is making photons right now? The photons are powerful little beings of light that have conscious awareness. Hence, today, you are all capable of holding your hand out in front of you, then going through the entirety of your body, drawing the photon particles up and down through your arms and gathering them into a beautiful ball. Can you see it? Use your third eye. Can you see the ball? Can you feel the weight of it in your hand? That's how the Lemurians did it. They created through love, and that love was generated by the photons that they would pull from their bodies.
Wow.
Very cool.
It reminded me of the workshops at Kahu. I attended at Kahu, where in the beginning you would say, ask the people to create a ball of musubi, or I love that, or a sphere of light, and that this topic reminded me of that, and then we would share it with each other to the person it felt, And are you teaching that, Karina?
I am going to bring that back in again. Yeah, when we do the level 1 again, definitely. Because that's
Awesome.
great, because many people in the workshops, they don't think of themselves as healers, or they're beginners, right?
Yeah.
So they can have that feeling.
So what I'm so happy with this, that we say I know, that we have the collective I know, which is what we call we know, or the grand I know. I got that from Karina today, the grand I know. And we will coin that, the grand I know.
I know. Oh, okay.
And then,
Thanks,
so,
Sue, for it.
my gosh, and my sister Sue had COVID 3 weeks ago, and I started to have the symptoms, the cold symptoms. I didn't have the fever, but then funny how things come together, And all of a sudden, I had this thought in my head about this symbol, and we use a lot of codes in the goddesses in the church, but I forgot about this symbol. So what I did was one morning I get up and I said, the signature cell healing symbol. So I took the symbol, and just used that code. And the middle part, right here, and it was photon, filled it with photon light.
Cool.
Smart.
And I put it into my heart, and then so the gold strands here and the silver strands, I forget what it's good for.
It's the gold is the 4th DNA strand.
Right. Oh yeah.
And the other one is the third. So we're 2 strands now.
Yeah.
And we're activating those other 2.
So, and I realized, that's why,
That's what the photon is.
Kahu brought this up. I go, whoa, so we're ready.
Yeah,
We're ready to
very
move.
cool.
Huh? We're ready to move, right here. It's amazing. It's really amazing. So it came when I started the sniffles and all of that, and I believe because I used this, that I didn't have to go through the whole COVID thing. I didn't have the fever. I got all over the symptoms in 2 days, which is amazing.
Great.
So, and it came at the right time.
Signature set.
So, the passage that Mahina Ku just read to you is from this book right here. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, chapter 10.
Chapter 10.
Yes, and this book is like, you know, I thought I had a favorite. I thought this was my favorite during the present reading of this book, and all of a sudden I pick up another book. I go, oh, this is my favorite. Oh,
They
that's
can
my
all
favorite.
be favorites.
So yeah, I have to be in the now. Because I go through this third dimensional, like, oh, but I thought that was my favorite. So if I stay in the now, like Kahu always reminds me, I'm in front of you, in the presence of now, then it makes sense, right? Makes sense. Anyway, so ladies, thank you for being here, and want to share your new experience or new understanding of the photon energy that you produce inside.
Just a reminder, because the strand of the silver and gold, and that was the third and fourth strand of DNA. The third and fourth strand of DNA. So a while back, Master Krill told us about the third strand is about love, which is silver, and the fourth strand is about enlightenment, which was
The
the
gold.
gold. So then Master Krill and Kahu talked about the alchemy. So that, to me, is about the alchemy of love.
Very good. Awesome.
I like that.
Photon and the
We have to
alchemy of
write
love.
that down.
Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful.
Thank you, Susanna.
See, it's coming back.
Well, you know what's so interesting? Before Kahu left the physical body, we were going to watch, we were watching the first 4 episodes of this Korean drama, the Korean drama is on Netflix called The Alchemy of the Souls. And he was really intrigued by the first 4 episodes. And I turned to him because they were teaching how to use the light, how to maneuver the light. And I turned to him and I said, I bet you could do that. I said, you could do a class, you know, teaching that. And he looked at me sideways and he gave me this all-knowing look.
Wow.
And I mean, too bad that he didn't fulfill. Well, maybe
He kind of
did.
did that with the alchemy workshops, though, didn't
Well,
he?
no, but not to where he was at that
At that
point.
point.
I know at that point because it had evolved.
Right.
So he looked at me sideways and like, yeah, how come you don't know kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So he brought this subject to my attention.
So
So
interesting.
here it is now. So we shall evolve our healing journey with consciously using the photon light. And you know what? I tried it with my 5 breaths.
Oh,
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
cool.
it made a huge difference.
Right. And that's the thing, right? The golden particles really are the photon light,
Yes.
right?
But with the 5 breath self-healing meditation, this ball of light is constant while I'm breathing. I'm going, oh, you know, it's
Yeah.
so cool. And I'm learning that from Alchemy of the Souls. It's on Netflix. I mean, there's violence in there. I don't really care for violence, but something told me to watch that. And I don't usually watch episodes with more than 24. This one has like
2 seasons.
30, I
seasons
think.
of 30, yeah.
But something pulled me in that direction, and it's like, whoa. So, because of that, so it's not really whatever fantasy shows that you're watching. Is it really fantasy? I don't think so. Somewhere in the past, we experienced that. So it's waking up our cellular memory, our cellular understanding, what we can bring forth in this present life. You guys think that?
Actually, this is like, what a wonderful segue. I was listening to Greg Braden. I like Greg Braden. I was listening to him, and he made this statement. I have to take off my glasses so I can read it. Consciousness informs itself through its creations. And then he went on to explain how all the new movies, he started with The Matrix, all the movies, all of the things go up into, and I like etheric fabric because I like those words, it's kind of nice words. They go up into the etheric fabric, and everyone, every single person can tap into it. And so what you said is just perfect. That's exactly what happens. Exactly.
So it's the omni-consciousness of all light,
Yes.
as
Yes.
Master Pure and Kaku have said.
And do you want me to continue? I can continue. I wanted to bring everybody, and I have to keep on taking this off because I don't want to have bifocals, so I don't have the bifocals on my glasses. If you go to page 192, and I'm sure all of you have this book, go to page 192.
It's available on Signature Cell Healing online
Yes.
store.
So if you don't have it, get it, because it's really good. It's a good book. On page 192, the question is raised: what is the seat of the soul, and how do we use our eyes, our presence, or our compassion to heal from that vantage point? And Master Kirill said, I say to you, my friend, you're a blessed servant of the Creator. You know, that sentence is so fabulous. Each and every one of us, it doesn't matter, person down the street, who cares? Everybody is actually a blessed servant of the Creator. In this, you must recognize that your question is asked so that I may answer for the whole of the world. And for that, you will receive your own blessings in due time. Looking through the eyes sends the vision into the seat of the soul. The seat of the soul is the part of you that the medium speaks of in his world called Signature Cell Healing. In the seat of the soul is the vibrational pattern by which you can find love. It is a pitch that is out of the range of a human ear for now, but we're working on that. If you sit within 3.5 to 4 inches of another and allow each of you, one at a time, to look into the seat of the other's soul, you will begin to hear the sound of which I speak. It is not a pitch that is available to the human ear, but it is available to the human heart. And the only way to experience it is through the sight of the soul.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? Okay, so then, because we last night did sleep state programming to try to bring forth the bestest things to tell all of you today. And I got these downloads that are so interesting. Currently, there is an electric-magnetic force that surrounds our planet. Okay, but it's not the Schumann resonance, it's an electromagnetic force. Surrounds our planet. And everybody plugs into that force. Whether you know it or not, you're plugging into that force. Also, you can create a convergence of your brain and your heart just by doing something very simple, a simple breathing, a simple recognition that you make this harmonized heart-brain energy. You guys just do not know how powerful each of you are. Okay, so already the Creator said, okay, I'm going to put you on Earth, and then I'm going to give you all these different kinds of magic things you can do, and then we don't know. Oh, goodness. So we have to learn, we have to read, we have to try it out, we have to do sleep state programming so we can get the downloads. And you begin to learn how important it is to harmonize your brain and your heart. And heart, see the soul. I mean, things just kind of coming together. Then the planet itself has the magnetic forces that you can tap into. There is called a convergence. This convergent energy has already been mapped. That, let's say there was let's take 9/11. When 9/11 happened, and they mapped the electromagnetic forces of the world, everyone went up because everyone tapped into that, and they sent their compassion for all of the people that were involved, their compassion for that event. And it's happened multiple times over all the years. So you know that each of us are affecting the etheric fabric, and we don't even know it. Isn't that amazing? How can we not know that? But then we take the photon energy. Now the photon energy is actually a galactic thing. So each of us are part of the galactic people.
Oh, God.
I mean, come
Learn
on.
something new there.
And what Kahu did when he did his healing is he knew, I'm a human, I can do this. I'm a galactic, I can do that. I am part of the creator, I can do this. And that's all we need to realize, because that's where our healing comes from. Okay, that was my download.
Wow.
Wow,
What
awesome.
happened?
Wonderful. So there's only one thing you left out, and I know you meant to say it.
Okay.
It's that heart-brain concordance or coherence is what we create with the 5 breath self-healing meditation.
Yes, I did need to say it. Thank you.
Right? I mean, there it is.
Well, in the prayer, the Buddhist prayer, Master Kirill says, don't pay attention to your brain, let your heart do all the thinking.
Right.
And then feed the heart energy into your brain.
But with the, yeah,
So simple. I can understand that part.
and
you're
with
very
the-
scientific, which I like too.
and with the photon energy, that's the golden particles, right, which is the omni-consciousness of all light, which is what we tap into when we do the sleep state programming, right? That's the weave of all light. That is the energy that comes through to create that balance,
Yeah.
right? Makes perfect sense,
Amazing.
right?
We live a magical life, and it's called alchemy of love.
Yeah.
We're
And-
all alchemists of love. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
I love it.
Alchemist.
It's a new journey. Be an alchemist of love. Wow. How about you, Kurta? Anything new that you got?
Well, what I realize is this question that you brought forth for this program is really about the photon that's within us, right?
Yeah.
Within the heart. we are producing, and this is the evolution of Master Kirill speaking about photon, because when they first talked about photon, it was in this book. And there's a whole chapter about photon energy. And what I remember from this chapter 4 in here was it was really about the belt and the photon light coming to us, right? But the evolution of that is that we have this photon within us. It's not something exterior, it's something that we can create and move. And Master Kirill did at one time, I think it was Kahutu, probably in a workshop, had us put one photon particle right here and imagine what you wanted to do with that photon particle. Put it right in front of your third eye, and then energize it with your love, and then put another particle, and then another particle, photon, 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 and then send it out to wherever, to whoever you chose to do it, because photon energy is programmable because it's love. And when you work with a photon in love, it's programmable. And that is what I thought about now that you brought this at the perfect time, Because if we're praying for people around the world, if we're praying into the water for better water systems, if we're praying for people on Maui, we send our love in the photon light, and you can program it into that light to make it more resonant with love in that area.
Yeah.
So it's so perfect.
Since this this topic came out, the bowl, how I experience it every night, it has changed too. The photon particles, because of what I know, I remember, the photon particles that's emanating from this bowl going to the people whose names are in there, and their higher selves are taking it to them.
Right.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's taking in the photon from this little bowl all and surrounds the planet Earth. And I'm going, wow.
It
So-
only looks little.
It looks, yeah.
It's not really little.
So,
One other thing I wanted to say was I thought, well, you know, how can people learn more about photon? Of course, you can work with it yourself, you know, and try in your prayers or do your 5 breath self-healing meditation, like Patty was saying, and energize the photon as the golden particles and pull it through and feel that expansion in your heart. But also on the Signature Cell Healing online store, which has the Kahu and Kiro MP3s and everything, there are at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 MP3s of sessions with Master Kirill and Kahu talking about photon energy, working with photon energy. Let's see, what was the other thing? Photon, the wave of the future was one. Working with photon, the Great Shift updates, Lightworkers, photon energy, and galactics.
yeah. So,
Awesome information
if
if you're
you,
looking for
you
more.
in the chat room have anything to share about photon energy, please share. Please share with us.
What's your experience? Oh, here's another thing. Oh, just one more thing. One other thing that Master Kirill told us once in one session was when you fill up your car, you're gonna, you know, you self-serve, right? You're gonna put the thingy nozzle into your tank and let it, you know, start the gas in there. But when you do, think photon and put the photon into the gas for your car, petrol for those of you in other parts of the world, and energize it with photon and see how much farther your gas will take you with that photon love energy.
Right?
All kind of stuff we can
All
do with
kinds of
photon,
stuff.
right?
So
Like that.
it's about, to think is to create, right? Your thought energizes the photon that you have within you. Amazing.
Right.
Mm,
The possibilities are limitless.
limitless. Sue, what's new?
The
sis?
the one thing that popped into my mind as I was hearing you talk was thinking back to when my son was little. He rarely got sick, but this time he was so sick, and and I was starting to get worried that I said maybe we need to take him to the doctor. But I went into his bedroom, and there he was. His eyes were closed, and he was humming. And then the more he hummed, then it seemed like there was a glow around him, and I felt more of a peacefulness in his bedroom.
Wow.
And
That's from
The pitch.
Wow,
that pitch
the
that
sound.
you just read
Yep.
earlier.
192, page 192.
Wow.
so later, I don't know how much later, I asked Master Carell about it, and he said, well, this is what Royce did. And he said, yeah, he was tapping into something, his own knowingness, that to tone, to bring balance into his energy. And then there was a peacefulness. I mean, we still took him to the doctor and all that, and you know, they said, okay, increase his electrolytes and stuff. But then I felt that he was I think he was maybe about 5 years old, and he knew intuitively what he could do for his body. And then as I read that passage you put in the email, I thought, So that's an example of knowing on some level that there's photon energy inside me. And that however the message comes out, for him it was the toning. And then later on he goes, Mommy, I feel better, you know. And to me it was kind of like, oh, that's surprising. I never taught him that, right? But he knew what to do to help his body heal. So I go to that. And later on, as I was talking to Reverend Carol at other times, and we've talked at workshops about toning and using colors. And the toning has color. And again, I go to, he intuitively knew what to do to activate, now that I think about it, that the photon energy within.
Yeah.
So,
Right. And you know, if those of you who are watching have the Signature Self-Healing Resource Bundle, in there is that recording, the transformative power of Signature Self-Healing, and that's where Master Guy Carroll talks about the AEIOU, toning that we do in the church services here at Honolulu Church of Light, and that the vibration of those vowels that bring forth the healing, just through their vibration, right, and their frequency of love. Right, that's what that reminds me of.
Cool.
wow.
Photon particles, the healing journey of love, the alchemy of love. Wow. Magic.
Magic, alchemy,
Do we have anybody in the chat room?
I'm not sure, I wasn't looking at my
Oh,
computer.
Let me
okay.
look.
You both said really good.
Yeah, so if you're in the chat room, if you have something, how about you, Gail? Do you have anything to share about the photon? I know we're going through some, you're dealing a lot with your physical body. So did you realize something new about your photon?
But what's interesting is that we know and we have this information. Just what if whoever's watching or listening, what if they did what you both are talking about, like Sue, her son, because a lot of times people just take things for granted, but we have that right in front of our eyes, the photon particles and so forth. If you look at the photon forecast for September, and that if you go through the anyway, going through all these transformation tools. And so with that, what if they did something for themselves? Because that's what we are. We heal the self, heal the world. And this photon energy is so powerful. It's basically almost all fives throughout the whole month.
Oh, cool.
yay.
Oh, we love it.
Fives.
We love
But
it.
the thing is,
You mean for September? Oh, you send that out?
no, not yet. I'm just,
Oh, thank God.
She's giving us a heads up.
because if they did every day something about love, imagine what would happen to the world.
Yes.
Imagine what would happen to the people and just Mother Earth.
Right.
I think for me, by doing the 5 breath self-healing meditation, it keeps me in love.
Yes.
And it removes me from the great chaos that's going on, whether it's the weather or whether it's the politics or whether Lahaina burning down. And it's interesting that the night okay, the night after Lahaina burnt down, I got this message from the tree, the banyan tree, that it needed light, the goddess light. So I put it out there to my sisters and said, hey, tonight let's sleepscape the tree. And it's vibrant now, although it's vibrant, and so, and some, huh?
The dishes
core.
are all, they're good.
Yeah.
So they're-
core.
Core light of it, yeah.
So that's the kind of, do we call it magic?
Yes.
Yeah, we call it magic.
Could be
We can call it
magical.
magic.
We're
Magical.
magical.
I mean, and you take the photon. I remember Kahuika used to call it's malleable, right?
Yes,
Malleable. So you
Malleable.
could use it
The black diamond.
anywhere. You know, that's the beauty of the photon. Yes.
yes, because you're programming it with your thoughts.
Yes.
With your love, right? It's perfect.
Yeah. So I think we're living in an interesting world if you choose to live in that level of reality. And I love my reality. Although I miss Kahu, but I mean his physicalness, he still scolds me. Loud and clear. So, but yeah, we do live in a magical world, if you want to see it that way. Or we can say, I remember doing that back in ancient Lemuria. And so what I'm going to do is heal the self so I can bring forth the beautiful abilities that I used to have and work with it right here and now. Makes sense? Perfect, yeah? So, amazing.
I
amazing.
really do feel that, like Aldine was saying, there are all these tools that we have, all these awarenesses that you were speaking about. I think more and more people are becoming aware of their ability to consciously create. There's always going to be a certain part of the world that doesn't choose to participate in that, but the more that we do it and the more that we share about it, the more people will be connecting into that energy. Yeah.
Yes.
Susanna?
I think, I'm thinking and feeling about the simplicity of the message with mountains. And so he said, well, you can still communicate with him by having the streams of particles.
Awesome.
And then later on I asked him, about this time, were you thinking of me? Did you get a message from me? And he kind of went, yeah, I did.
Ah,
Well, how about healing? You know how we say we heal the past lives?
Mm.
How about if we send from the present, we send photon light into our past?
Absolutely.
To our cellular memory.
Absolutely.
I
Because,
mean-
because there's no such, right, if you think about the reality of time, there's no such thing as past or present or,
it's happening at the
right? It's
same
layered.
time.
So if it's layered time, then yeah, for sure, you can do that.
So then someone that had a really bad childhood experience won't have to go through years of, healing that. We can
Psychotherapy.
we can send a photon ball of light, and you know what? We should try to come up with that.
That is beautiful.
that.
I like that.
But how do we do that?
Mhm.
Because a lot of people, I've been there, blaming our mothers, and I was stuck because my mom did this, my father did this, and blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people are that way.
Yes.
So if we could come up with how to use the photon energy.
Let's try it. Let's practice that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, this is several months ago. When I do the 5-breath self-healing meditation, I had the thought to surround the cellular memory of past traumas and fears with the energy, not knowing at that time that it was like the photon energy. I just called it surround the cellular memory of the trauma with love and understanding, so that it would the memory might still be there, but the trigger of the fears of that past experience, would kind of either be neutralized or it
Dissipate.
wouldn't bother me anymore. I had, and now I'm thinking, okay, in actuality, I was sending the photon energy from within me
Perfect.
into that area.
Yeah.
Because all along I was about thinking, oh, the photon energy is out there. And
Right.
I have to harness, because I was using the words. I have to harness that energy and bring it inside. So what I'm realizing from this passage is that it's in me, and I just have to connect to that. And the more I use it, then the more active it becomes, and then it's kind of like assists in our healing. So I thank you for telling me about the signature cell healing code.
Powerful.
I never thought of it as a code. I just thought it was a pretty necklace.
And
But
it is.
and I saw it as a healing code. I go, yes. And behind that, in the necklace, was I awaken the chromosomes of youth and vitality. And so, in dealing with this COVID situation, it was so helpful because I knew from within that I didn't have to go into all of that, I'm going to call it drama of fear, because I went from, oh, I have a high fever, I better take something to lower the fever. And then the next morning I said, maybe I should go get a test kit. So I call my cousin, she gets it for me, and it comes out positive, and I'm going, oh my God, I have COVID. And immediately I felt the constriction in my lungs. I felt my nose get all constricted, and I panicked. And I went, what's going on? I didn't have these symptoms a minute ago. And I went, okay, sit
Wow.
down, breathe,
Wow.
and meditate. So I did that. And once I started breathing and meditating, then those symptoms just dissipated.
Wow.
So I went from, oh my God, I'm going to have this and that, to, and now I'm saying, activating the photon energy to do all of that, because it wasn't there a second before, and now it is.
The
So,
power of your thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
and that's what it,
Well, what about
it
I
said.
go to the drugstore, and then I walk into the drugstore, and all of a sudden, have you had your flu shot? Have you had your pneumonia
Oh,
shot?
yes.
I mean, you're bombarded
True.
with all that stuff.
And it's all free.
Yeah, true.
And they'll give you reminders
Oh
on
my
your
God,
chest.
I have to shield myself when I go in there.
You have to have a real focus for what you want.
All I wanted was vitamins.
Yeah, there you go. That's
And now my
funny.
brain was thinking, my right brain goes, I think you need a
What
flu
about
shot.
this? What about that?
Well, it's interesting because they say now, and the government, whoever's in charge now, is saying people are the energies of what we're experiencing with COVID now is people are just, because it costs to get a test, people are just not testing. So in that light, if you hadn't tested, maybe you would have just healed it without all the fear, right? So maybe people are cluing in. They don't want to know they got COVID, so they don't test, and they just get
I
better.
think a lot of people are doing that, not testing.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they're treating it like a cold.
Yeah.
A common cold.
Plus, they have to pay for the test now.
Yeah, it's $25 here. And you
Yeah.
gotta take it every 2 days.
Yeah.
It was
Being healthy is
interesting
expensive.
because I thought it was just a cold, a flu, but I knew that I was going to babysit my granddaughter.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and I knew that if I wanted to be safe, if it was COVID, I didn't want to pass it on to her.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking of my granddaughter and my pregnant daughter-in-law, and I said, no, I better just do this. And sure enough, And then part of it is it was a lesson for me about trusting me. And then when when the email came out about the photon energy, and I went, oh my God, that's what Kahu was talking about. That's what Master Kirill was talking about. And getting the photon energy, because I was also dealing with some skin rash. And after meditation, I remember Kahu said, and Master Kirill said this too, is envision the photon energy under your skin, under the layer of your skin. So, and I did that, and the message was do it twice a day in meditation, and then it subsided. The itchiness subsided.
Awesome.
So, and then photon energy from within.
So would you call that magical?
I guess we could call it magical, but then it's
Alchemy of love. I love
the
that.
I like
alchemy
that.
of love, knowing that my body has this innate ability to heal. And now I'm labeling it because in me is the photon energy.
And you know what to do with
And I
it.
know what to do with it, yeah.
You've heard a lot these past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
This whole month.
So, good job.
Are we back?
Amazing, yeah.
We're back on, yeah.
We're back on.
Oh, good.
So
Do we have anybody
No,
share? Oh, shucks.
we were locked. We forgot to put photon on the.
In the battery.
Okay.
Lesson learned.
So
Photon
before
you.
every webcast, we enlighten the technical.
Yes.
Yes,
Or we
definitely.
forgot to do
With
it in
photon.
sweepstakes.
Well, I did it in prayer this morning.
All the technical stuff.
Yeah, we're still on, right? So that's
Well,
good.
still
Yeah.
on. So it's
Amazing. And
it's for me. I'm thinking, wow, it's a brand new journey. You know, amazing.
Definitely.
I think they're missing out a lot. But, you
Who's
know,
they?
Our customers, the community. I feel like we are talking about Kaku and his journey and Master Kirill and all that important and loving information is just like when I'm reading a book, did I read this? Did I know I read this 3 times, and it still feels
You
like
see
it's brand
something.
new.
Yeah.
Right.
You see something new.
So,
Because it healed us.
yes.
Reading the book, with our connections to each other, it healed us. So the universe went, ding, they got the wing.
Well, you know, when thinking about, oh yeah, I still miss Kaku a lot, his physicalness. But the other day I go, wow, I had an extraordinary journey of a lifetime with the goddesses, with Kaku, with Kiro. I mean, even the so-called tumultuous times that I had in the early days, I mean, that was part of it. And I say, it wasn't an ordinary journey, you know. So how do I move on from here? So then that's the next part. So that's why I heard Kabu say, I'm in front of you,
Lighting the way.
lighting the way. I'm not in the back of you.
Yeah, that's so beautiful.
So, I mean, for everything, it's right there for you.
Right, and Gail, what you were saying about it's up to us to get better and better about sharing all of the wisdom that's here, right? But it's there for you if you're listening. There is a whole online store with all of these amazing recordings from sessions of Master Guide Kirill and Kahu, and the books and the videos that Kahu has made on Kirill.com. So avail yourself of whatever interests you there. There's so much that's available.
Yeah, and the 5 breath self-healing meditation, start with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know you're not going to get it. Well, maybe you will, because we're part of the great I know. Because when Kahu first came out, we all went, huh? With this I know, and you do this, and soon as we practice it daily, we realize, yeah, it's magical, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we became here, we became the great I know.
Yeah.
And so when a person, like again, plug into this I know,
Mm-hmm.
they will get it much faster. I
Mhm.
think.
Yeah.
Think.
And try and say that. Just try and say that about something. Say, I know. Boy, it's a powerful statement when you say, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And I didn't know that I know had a voice.
Ah.
And you know what? It came really from deep, deep within,
Mm.
that it startled me.
Mm.
It
Wow.
was loud and clear that says, you are ready. Okay?
Wow.
So that's the kind of things that we look forward to. We can, and with the 5 breath self-healing meditation, I think 2 years ago, I was having problems with my knee. And I'm going, oh no, I don't want a knee replacement. And so I made sure that, I worked with this knee. Even to this day, I work with it every day, and it's working.
Yeah, likewise.
So I know you're doing that with your
Hip.
My hip,
Yeah.
and now with my knee.
Oh my
so,
God.
So,
It's a photon.
so it's all about the healing journey, right? And the thing is, when you're immersed in the signature cell healing and the I know and the possibilities of healing, you know that there is a message. I know that there's a message for me. There's something I need to learn from it. There's something that I'm learning in order to help other people and help them through their journeys. So just whatever you're experiencing now, just know that it's about that healing journey of love and expanding your self-love and trusting yourself and saying, I know. And we're here for you. That's the thing. And there's a lot of recordings that are now on Kahu's YouTube, the Conscious Creators, that you can go back through and send us your feedback and let us know how you're enjoying the programs.
We're talking about photon particles, the healing journey of love, and I want to call it the alchemy of love.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And that was always such a big part of Kahu's teaching, was that alchemy. It's just beautiful.
What was that sign?
We didn't have 5 minutes.
Oh,
Oh.
5 minutes. Yes, wow, your time went by so fast. So, yes, for myself, I said, try it. For me, since Master Kirill came into my life, I knew, I felt his love. But when he said, try this, I didn't take his word for it.
Mm.
Right? But I felt his love, and I said, because I felt their love, I went and did what they suggested. Mostly Kirill, because my journey with Kahu was more third dimensional.
Mm.
The yin and yang of things, I'm sure you know that. So, yeah, amazing. And they speak truth.
Right.
Amazing.
And if you want to know more about alchemy, that's in the Signature Cell Healing book. There's a little section right at the beginning. It's about alchemy, because Kahu always had that in the level 1 workshop about, what is alchemy? What are the golden particles? The golden particles, and the alchemists, like in the old days, what they considered turning the base metals into gold. Maybe, Kahu always used to say, maybe they were looking for these golden particles of photon. It wasn't really about
like that.
the gold. It
Yeah.
was the photon love particles that they were searching for. And here we have it in signature cell healing. How about that?
And it grows too, right?
It's expansive.
I know that the last Master Carol in Cabo always says, grow your love, keep
Mm.
growing your love, because that expands our awareness. Isn't that cool?
That's beautiful. Grow your love.
So be part of our grand unknown.
It's a lot of fun.
So, any last words? Yeah.
I think one of the things that is important is to expand your awareness. And I think expanding your awareness, if you go to signaturecellhealing.com, you'll have ways to do that, and it'll allow you to tap in to our earth electromagnetic field, and then also remember that you have photons in you, and we're going through this sector of space with a lot of photonic activity. So you're actually getting a lot of information in yourself, in connecting to the earth, in connecting to the galaxy. There's lots there. So you just have to be aware and just get the books.
I would say, remember the title of this program is Conscious Creators, and that's what we all are, and we all have that ability to release the limits of the third dimensional world of who we've thought we were for so long, and expand into love and become the conscious creator of your own experience. Just throw the limits off and understand that you can heal yourself. Like Kahu used to say, everything can be healed in love. And that means I need to release any kind of preconceived notions or limits that I was taught when I was younger. This can't be done, or we have to do it a certain way. What if you could heal everything? And you can use the photon and the 5 breath self-healing meditation to start your healing journey.
I have a question for you. Do you think we can move on with the journey without even thinking about our past?
Live in the actuality of now.
Yay! Perfect.
Do you
Yes.
think we can say, okay, my past doesn't exist, so what do we do now?
Yeah, I think that ideally, yeah, and we can. Will everybody do that? I'm not sure, because a lot of I was just had a healing client today, and that person is pretty much anchored in what is past, and it's very difficult for that person to let go of the past, and it's influencing the life now that they're leading. And yeah, I think that would be beautiful
Well,
to
let's
just
start it here.
let it go,
Here and now.
right?
Let's
Right.
work.
Yeah.
Let's all but 5 of us. Let's start. Gail?
We're living in the actuality of now,
Now.
We can do that?
and we know what that means.
How about you out there? Can you be part of our pack, so to speak, and say, okay, we're going to use the photon, we're going to energize our life, and use it, be the alchemy of love. Simple?
Sounds simple.
Said when I come here and to be with you all, it's like magic. That's the magic. I feel like I don't have the consciousness of this, or if this is ailing me, or I need this, need that. I'm like totally out of it.
So now, what can you do that's different? Can you bring this energy into your home?
That's my journey.
Right. You can.
You can. Or jump into this bowl every night.
That's what I do.
Awesome. Sue?
if you don't have the book, go to your email and read and reread and reread this excerpt, because I've read it at least 5 times since the email came out, and I'm getting expanded awareness of the photon energy. And Master Kirill and Kahu told me a long time ago, you know, piece of cake, keep it simple.
Right.
You know, and the simplicity of my body's making photon energy. And photon energy is the journey of love. I mean, the simplicity of that is like, and when I look at my granddaughter, even though she has some fears about being with people, but when she's with somebody she loves, it's like everything melts away, you know. And then she dances, she hums, you know, and she just flows. So that is, and now I want to create a song about the creator light and the photon energy for young
nice.
children.
Cool.
Wow.
See, and
Nice.
creative part of her is coming out.
So one of the things that I did with the children that used to come to church was I would meet with them halfway through, and we had a section where we said, let's make balls of light.
Oh, nice.
And then let's let's send it to anywhere around the world,
Nice.
no matter where you think of it. So some would send it to Africa and whatever they heard in the news, or this one little boy had different family members with cancer, and his ball of light went to his uncle, you
Nice.
know, and went to family members. And I remember we had this new one of our friends' grandson. He was so amazed, and he said, "Auntie Sue, can we do this again?" And I said, "You can do it anytime you want to." So it's that I didn't call it photon energy. I just called it balls of love. And
Now
so
we can call it photon.
Yeah. And it brings new meaning to the word light worker.
That's
right? We're
true.
all
I
light
like
workers with photon.
Okay. Did you have your last word, Gail? Did we hear your last word?
Oh, I thought I did.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, let's all take a breath. My goodness, I
Photon
learned
energy.
a lot from this session. It's nice to understand that I am an alchemist of love.
Yes.
So, together we continue our quest as conscious creators to get a deeper understanding of the healing power of the collective oneness of our hearts. As we collectively stand in our truth, trust, and passion, we shift our personal world and planet Earth. So I want to thank Kahu and Kirill, and especially Kahu, because my God, sometimes I feel, oh, I didn't do enough for Kahu while he was here on the third dimension. But I'm slowly changing that perception, because everything that happened was supposed to be that way. But I can change it now, change my perception. He did what he came to do, and he did it awesome. He was really awesome. And I'm so privileged to him, and to have had to be by your side almost 24/7, at least when he was doing his spiritual journey. So I'm really thankful about that. So I thank you all out there who, I know I'm not in the camera, but I thank you all for being here today, and reread the write-up and go to the, we mentioned the book and the recording, go there, because it doesn't, and do your 5 breath and sign up for Corinna's next class on signature self-healing, because that opens up a new portal of understanding, and she'll learn your focus, I know, on more now, on the photon light,
Photon.
how the magic you have within yourself that you can utilize, and it's free. It's really free. So, right?
Photon,
Photon.
free love.
So, we're closing now, and I invite, I want to invite you to join us this Healing Sunday, the 3rd, at the Honolulu Church of Light. The healing topic is Your Thought is Evolutionary.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh. Your thought is evolutionary, so be careful what you think. Use your thought either to de-evolve or evolve. You get a choice. And so we invite you to send your healing request to info@honoluluchurchoflight.com, where we pray over them over every night at 11:30, but with the divine unseen forces of light. And since my new awareness of photon, this is getting more powerful. It's getting more and more powerful. So if you there add your prayer requests in here, or things that you want to experience, or manifest, put it in this bowl. And you don't even, writing it down kind of grounds it, right? But if you say, today you go, I do that all the time. I need to manifest this by tomorrow. I put it in there. And it's amazing, the results.
Wow.
Magical.
And but I have to write it down. If I don't get it the next day, I write it down and I put it in this bowl. So that grounds it. Amazing, amazing, amazing. This is magical.
Yes.
This is magical. So Ed, I also have a topic for you for the next Conscious Creators.
Wow.
And that's on September 27th. Wow.
9/9.
9/9. Ooh. Completion.
It's gonna be a great month.
The topic, your thought, your oneness with the Creator.
Wow.
Great.
Your thought is one with the Creator.
I
So,
know.
wow. So we're moving there. I mean, you know what? Maybe you couldn't understand what we understand today about Photon, about our increased awareness of who we are as a conscious creator. But then we had to do the journey to be right here and right now. And right now, let's go for it. Let's move together and start manifesting more love and be the alchemists of love and enjoy your life here on earth. So, from where Kahuik heroes hails, they continue to be extraordinary healers from where they are. In our knowing of now, they have not left us light workers in our quest to be conscious creators. We each have a special role in these shifting times, especially now and the next 2 years. We each have a piece of the huge puzzle to bring forth, your specialness to soothe the soul of people in front of you, comforting them and assuring them that everything is fine, and letting them know that everything is fine, and everything that it should be. So I have this brother-in-law who always sends me texts, about the news, about all the disasters. But I want to tell him that, everything is fine. But he wouldn't understand that. But I just sent him light.
Send him
Now
photon.
I'm going to send a photo.
Send him photon.
Photon energy.
There you go.
Good idea.
And that, for him to understand. Maybe what I should know is when I make this fear, I put this stop. We are always at the right place at the right time. Solving the mysteries of our life journey on earth during this shifting time. I love that. See, I get smarter with you guys. So, you up there, I'm sorry you didn't get the middle part of this role, but you know what? Read this piece right here, and read the book, this book. That was my favorite this month. Next month, I think we'll do the
Another favorite.
Favorite
remember-
today.
Huh?
Their favorite
Favorite to date.
I only
Cute.
have to actually have now. I don't
Yes.
have to worry about whatever.
No?
Now.
I don't even worry, because you know what I notice? In sleep state, I sleep state almost everything now, and it comes.
Perfect.
Do you guys do that?
Yes.
Okay, so remember, love makes us peaceful and prosperous. Imagine a beautiful world for yourself and your family and friends. We wish for you many opportunities to say amazing grace during this great shifting times. Let me leave you with this. Rosana, thank you for this, my friend, my goddess sister from lives in Las Vegas. She shared with me that what Kahu told her in her last session with him. She said that Kahu loved each day for the enlightenment that he receives. We here, in behalf of the ladies, we wish for you that as well. Love each day for the enlightenment you receive. From the very tops of the ancient mountain of Memoria, aloha and mahalo for the privilege of your time here on earth. We are complete and we are ready to begin. With the Photon. Imagine a beautiful life during the shift of times. Blessings to all of you.